Welcome back to another Love After Lockup recap. There's lots to talk about. We even have a brand new couple, which I'm super excited about. So let's just get right into it.
Just a quick reminder to everyone, everything I discuss here is based on the edited and produced version of the reality TV show that we're watching. The commentary can be at times hyperbolic, and it's all in good fun and is only about what we see on screen, not about the cast members as real people in real life. So for example, if I say something like Jane is dumb or John is a bad person, it's just within the context of the show. Please do not take it seriously or extend it beyond this video. While we can definitely snark and have fun discussions in the comment section, please do not send any hate to any of the cast members directly. Thank you.
Starting with Zariah and Troy. Now, they finally did the dirty, and she saw his ding dong, and it was definitely not small, so she was very satisfied. Then they get out of bed, and she surprises him by telling him that he's gonna see his mom.
Don't be mad.
Okay.
She wants to come see you. She's coming to Syracuse this afternoon.
Wait, what?
But that's not a good thing because he hasn't talked to his mom in years. And he's like, why am I going to go see my mom? You know the complicated relationship that I have with her. Why would you do this behind my back? Apparently, when he was a little boy, his mom dropped him off at her friend's house and never came back. And then he ended up in foster care and was bounced around there. And that's just so sad. I can't imagine what it's like to be a child and to be dropped off somewhere and never be picked up again. That is so tragic. And he's never had a good relationship with his mom since. So he's not happy. But ultimately he agrees because, like, what can he do? She already made the plans and she's like, no, you're picking your mom up. You're going to go see her. I just thought it was very messed up of Zariah to do. And then she surprises him again and says, another thing, your mom's staying with us tonight. Are you freaking kidding me? I would be so pissed. I would be so upset. That is so disrespectful. Like, crossing all kinds of boundaries there. You can't just force your man to make nice with his mom when there's such a complicated relationship and so much history that you don't even know about. I thought that was so messed up. And when he's a little resistant or when he shows a little hesitancy, she's like, oh my God, this is your mother, Troy. You can't just ice her out. But I disagree with her. I thought it was hella disrespectful of her to do that without talking to him first. I mean, it's his mother who abandoned him when he was a child, and she just wants him to smile and play nice and be all happy. No. He says to her, I'm not ready to see my mom. Like, this is too much. And she's like, well, she's coming, so deal with it. They leave the hotel and they get to her apartment, and her son, Asahel, is that his name? Asahel? Okay, let's just call her son. So her son is so happy to see Troy. I guess they're super close and they've been talking a lot. And this is the first father figure that her son has in his life. And it was really cute how he was screaming, Dad, you're home. And then he hugged him. Then Zariah goes to the closet and gets a gift for Troy to give to the son. And then he gives it to him and he's super happy. He's dancing. He opens it up. He loves it. He's like, oh my God, Dad, let's do this together. And Troy's like, yeah, let's do it together. Oh my God, this reminded me of when I used to promise my youngest sister that I'd play these board games with her. I think it was Monopoly, but then I'd back out and never end up playing with her, and it hurt her so much, and I never knew how much it hurt her until we found her old diary. Like, recently we were just like cleaning out the bookshelf, and she found her old diary from like when she was in 4th grade, and she opened it and she read an entry where it said, oh my God, sister didn't play Monopoly with me like she promised. She always breaks her promises with me. I don't understand. She never plays with me. That was so sad. That made me literally so sad. So I'm just telling you guys, if you promise your sister, your brother, your child, or whoever that you're going to play with them, please keep that promise because they are looking forward to it like all day.
It was an amazing night. I finally got to have sex with my husband, and that was just crazy.
While Troy and his new stepson are bonding, Zariah tells her sister that they banged for 3 hours. What? I'm sorry. Is this standard to have schmex on the show for 3 hours after an inmate is released? Like, what is up with the 3-hour schmex time? I guess some people could argue that they haven't had schmex for so long, like they've been waiting and waiting. So yeah, I get that. But damn, that's a long time. Now it's time for Troy to pick up his mom, and he's so anxious. They meet at, I don't even know where they were, but he goes to pick her up, and she gives him a hug and he gives her a hug back.
Hi, Mom.
Baby.
Hi, Mom.
And they just kind of talk about how, you know what, honestly, I think I zoned out because I don't remember what they talked about.
Why didn't you never feel the need to come and see me while I was in prison?
I'm apologize to you, and I'm gonna tell you the truth. Alcohol made me take a fall.
Next, we have True and Shante. True now understands why men give their women a shut up ring, because that's what he kind of wants to do with Shante. He just wants to give her a ring and shut her up. He's sick of arguing all the time. He's sick of listening to her complain and nitpick and nag. And she keeps telling him what to do and what not to do, and he's just over it.
She just have an attitude. You know how people bicker and argue a lot? It's like, just get married already.
Shante wants to have a serious talk with him, and she asks him, what do you want to do about our situation? Like, do you even love me? Do you want to stay with me? Do you want to get married? Like, what? And then he's like, let's just go with the flow.
I think we should go with the flow, man. Go with the flow. What do you mean?
She's like, what does going with the flow mean? Like, are we still dating? And he's like, I'm not really in the right headspace to be in an exclusive relationship, so let's just go with the flow. And then he says, but we're still dating, just not exclusively. Like, I still love you and everything. Like, everything else is going to be the same. I'm still going to stay with you. I'm going to still live here. I'm going to still take the free food and the free housing. We're just not exclusive. We're just not engaged. Oh my God. I don't know if Shante is understanding what this really means because she's not saying anything. She's real quiet. And then he goes, so you don't think I'm using you, right? Because I'm not. And she doesn't say anything. Newsflash, he is using you. And then in her interview, she cries. So I have a feeling that she has to know she's being used, right? She has to be aware of the situation, right?
I'm gonna go back in a minute and just figure stuff out. I honestly don't know if I want to go back or not.
So it's the next day and they're still not talking. Like, she's upstairs, he's downstairs. And then he finally calls her. He's like, hey, Shante, come down. Don't you want to talk to me? Like, we're filming a show. These cameramen are waiting for us to talk. And she's not talking to him. Oh my God. It's just brutal, 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 brutal. Kim and Joey go out to eat and talk about how they don't have to sneak out anymore. They're still trying to figure out who's sending him those anonymous messages saying that Kim is seeing another man behind Joey's back. He thinks it's her ex, and she thinks it's his ex. You guys, do you want to know what we found out in this episode? So Kim found out one day that her ex-husband was cheating on her. So then, to get back at him, she cheated on him with Joey. And Joey at the time was a full-blown heroin addict, and she did not care. She just slept with him. And, excuse me, instead of breaking up with him, she was like, I'm just going to cheat on you too. And I'm going to do it with my high school crush, who is now a complete heroin addict. And who cares because he's still hot. Like, what the heck? That is such a hot mess. And then she gets pregnant, but somehow it's not Joey's. And remember, Joey said he likes to raw dog. He only raw dogs. He doesn't do it any other way. Only raw. Raw is law. So how was it not Joey's? That's crazy. So since she was pregnant with her then husband's baby, she breaks things off with Joey to try and work things out with a cheating husband since now they're having a baby. Whew, these people are wild. After dinner, they go to this teeny tiny cabin to bang, and she walks out in lingerie.
Kimberly looks gorgeous. She looks beautiful. She always does to me.
I can look gorgeous, baby. You can't fear just.
And they hop into bed together. And guess what? Joey does not change. He does not shower from jail. He just goes to Pound Town. The morning after, they confirm that the schmex was incredible. And Joey thinks he put a baby in her. Because again, they raw dogged. Because Joey only raw dogs. Because raw is law. And guess what? He wants kids. He wants his own bloodline.
I don't know if we're quite ready yet, but I still want my own blood.
Ugh, it just kind of gives me the ick when people say that. Because what are you going to offer your child? You just want your own bloodline. That's why you're going to have kids. What are you going to offer them? What are you going to provide for them? If you want to have a kid, you should probably have a plan, probably get a job, save some money so you can provide for your future child and make sure they have a good life. But Kim also is giving him 6 months to get a job. Are you freaking kidding? What does he need 6 months for?
I'm okay with being his sugar mama for now. I do know that with time, I want him to contribute and take care of me and the kids. I want him to be the breadwinner of the house.
Joey wants to stop by a toy store because he wants to buy a bunch of toys for her sons. And he goes into the toy store. He doesn't want Kim to come. He wants to do this all by himself like a big boy. He takes her wallet though because he has no money. And he just picks out anything and everything he wants. And he spends $313 of Kim's hard-earned money on random toys. He's like, oh, that does seem kind of expensive. I guess the cost of everything really has gotten high. He spent $318. And Kim's like, I'm a teacher's aide. I make $15 an hour. And he just spends $318 on random fucking toys. Oh my God. She's like, you spent $318? And he goes, come on, this is a once in a lifetime thing. And she's like, it better be. They go to her house, see her kids, see his mom. They're all happy. Everybody's happy, blah, blah, blah. Moving on to the new couple. Oh my goodness, I am excited for them. Their names are Bekah and Daniel. They've been together for 8 months. She's so young, 23, dating a felon. He's much older than her. Not so much older, but old enough to know that he could be totally taking advantage of her.
I'm so in love with Daniel. I mean, I love everything about him. He's just hot. He's really attractive.
She's from Florida, but since Daniel can't leave Arizona for the first few months after he's released, she rented out an Airbnb for 3 months so they can be together. She has no idea how much money she spent on him so far. She doesn't keep track of her finances, and she doesn't really care. So I was like, her family must have a lot of money. She must be a spoiled brat because she's just spending, swiping her card left and right, doesn't really care, not keeping track. I'm like, well, I'm going to tell you where she got her money. So she has this giant scar on her neck that she got 9 months ago because she met up with a friend. She had no idea her friend was drunk, and the friend drove her somewhere and they crashed into, I don't know, something on the highway, and then it broke her neck and she almost died. And so after she survived, she thought, hey, let me go on a prison website to find someone who had a DUI so I can talk to them.
Honestly, the reason that I went on prisoner website in the first place was because I was going through such a hard time healing from the accident.
Which doesn't really make sense. Why would you talk to somebody? Oh, I guess she wanted to talk to them to kind of like influence them or inspire them to never drink and drive again because she almost died. Maybe that was her point. I don't know. But she found this guy, her now boyfriend, Daniel, and they fell in love. But then we learned she got money from this accident. She doesn't say how much because she can't talk about it, but she says it's a good amount of money. And now this is all making sense. So she has suddenly this big amount of money. She finds a boyfriend in jail who she tells how much money she has in the bank. Such a bad idea. And she thinks he's not going to use her. Oh my God. Oh my God. I just have a feeling she's just going to blow through this money so fast. She meets up with her bestie in high school. He picks her up in his car. They talk about Daniel's upcoming release. He's getting out in 30 days. Apparently, Daniel doesn't want to stay in the halfway house. He wants to just pretend he's going to go there and really stay with, what's her name? Bekah at her Airbnb. Of course he does, but she's really worried that he's going to relapse again. She has to make sure that he doesn't relapse and drink again.
I know he can't drink. I don't want him to drink. I'm worried about him relapsing because obviously that's what he went to prison for. You know what I mean?
But she's going to drink because she doesn't have a problem with alcohol. Oh, Lord, this is not a good idea. This is not a good idea. So her best friend is like, I don't think that's how sobriety works. I think you kind of like shouldn't drink alcohol around him if he is going to be sober and you're going to be supporting him. And she's like, I don't think so. Like, I think it'll be fine. I'm not going to give up my drinking. I don't have the problem. He does. So then she calls Daniel's parents, who tell her that she should support his sobriety by not drinking alcohol in the house. Duh. And then his mom's like, yeah, but I don't think we have to worry because you really love him, you care about him, and you wouldn't do that, right? His mom also says, yeah, if he starts drinking, he will absolutely go back to drugs because that's just like a one way ticket to drugs. So then she hangs up with the parents, and Bianca tells her best friend, I think I'm still gonna drink because Daniel has said that he's going to be sober and that he can handle it like a man. He's gonna be super strong about this. He's so determined, and I know I'm gonna be able to drink as long as I just hold him accountable and tell him not to drink. Like, he's gonna be fine in his sobriety. And then we hear a snippet of his interview from jail saying that he relapsed a few times in prison. I don't even know how that happens. Like, how do people get like alcohol or drugs? How does that even happen? So that's gonna be a disaster. Oh, can't wait. Lastly, we have Leticia. She hired an attorney to help get Keith out early, remember? But suddenly she gets a call from the jail saying that Keith isn't getting released, that this new law that Leticia's talking about doesn't apply to Keith.
It currently just reads not applicable here, NA.
Okay, and why wouldn't he be getting an immediate release? I'm so lost here.
So she's very confused. She's like, what? How can this be? I even hired a lawyer. Did Keith lie to me? Like, she has to get to the bottom of this. So basically the tea is that Leticia lied to the producers about this new law and Keith's sudden release. And apparently she lied because she wanted to stay on the show.
This could have all been a lie.
Nothing here says that he will be getting released earlier at this time.
So yeah, that's what's happening. Also, by the way, I just wanted to address some of the comments in my last video. You guys are all telling me that ass massages are a thing. Like, it feels so good, and I did not know it was a thing. And some people even said it's great for lower back pain, which I do have, but I just can't imagine somebody like massaging and getting all up in my ass. It just makes me uncomfortable. So what I'm gonna do is I think I'm gonna buy one of those like just machines, you know, the massage machines, and massage my ass with it, and I'll report back. So anyway, that's it for this video. Let me know all your thoughts in the comments. My next recap is gonna come out pretty late because I am going to be moving and I'm gonna be busy for the next 2 weeks. So keep that in mind, and thank you guys so much for understanding. And with that, potatoes gotta go. So have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Bye.